Hello. You know, it's awfully close to All Hallows Eve. Scary stories feel appropriate. Would you like to join me for one? I was thinking of something of a classic. It's called The Babysitter. The doctor's house looked huge from the street, and it seemed even bigger inside. Jennifer's father had told her that the doctor and his wife had spent a lot of money fixing up the old 3-story mansion, and it showed. Dr. Phillips gave her a quick tour of the house while his wife finished getting ready to go out. Their 2 children, Andy and Abby, tagged along, giggling and laughing. Jennifer was impressed. The rooms were so spacious, and so many of them. The doctor even had a huge office and library on the 3rd floor. The little tour group ended up in the foyer. "Jennifer, I'm glad you could babysit for us tonight," said Dr. Phillips, "especially on such short notice. We've heard some good things about you." "Thank you," said Jennifer. "I'm sure Andy and Abby will be just fine with me." Just then Mrs. Phillips appeared, gliding down the stairs. "Jenny, I wrote everything down and taped it to the refrigerator door," she said. "The phone number where you can reach us, emergency numbers, and the number for my husband's pager. Snacks are in the refrigerator, and you can make popcorn in the microwave. The kids are to be in bed by 8:30. Andy needs to—" "Jane," interrupted Dr. Phillips. "Jennifer can read. We'd better get going." His wife smiled. "You're right. Jenny will be home about midnight, and then we'll drive you home." She bent over and kissed her children. "Be good," she said, as she and her husband left the house. "Hooray!" yelled the kids when the car disappeared down the driveway. 9-year-old Andy ran into the family room and jammed a tape into the video player. His 5-year-old sister grabbed Jennifer's hand and took her to see her dolls. Eventually, Jennifer was able to steer Abby into the kitchen. The babysitter read the list Mrs. Phillips had left and got a package of cookies and some milk. "Come on," she said to Abby. "Let's take this stuff into the family room and watch TV with Andy." When the videotape was over, it was almost 8:30. "Okay, kids, it's time to get ready for bed," said Jennifer. Abby was already sleepy, but Jennifer was surprised when even Andy willingly agreed. "All right," he said. "I'll race you upstairs." It didn't take long for the children to get undressed and washed. Abby gave Jennifer a kiss and quickly fell asleep in her big 4-poster bed. Jennifer went to Andy's room to check on him. The boy was standing by a low counter that ran nearly the entire length of the wall. It was filled with all kinds of electronic gear, a tape deck and stereo, a computer and keyboard, and several other types of pieces of equipment she didn't even recognize. Andy was adjusting the dials on one of them. "Neat, huh?" he said when he noticed how impressed she looked by all the devices. Jennifer nodded. "My dad's really a scientist," the boy continued. "He does medical research. He just sees patients and operates to make a living, but he likes doing experiments more. He's got a lab in the basement, but we're not allowed down there. Blood samples and stuff." "That's great, Andy," said Jennifer, "but now it's time to go to bed. You can tell me more some other time." Andy crawled into bed and grabbed a comic book off the nightstand. "I'm going to read this, and then I'll go to sleep. Good night, Jenny." Jennifer turned and closed the door behind her. A ray of light peeked out into the hall from under Andy's door. Tiptoeing downstairs, Jennifer headed for the refrigerator and picked out a red, juicy apple. Then she spread her homework out on the kitchen table and started to work. She'd only been at it for a few minutes when the phone rang. It must be Mrs. Phillips checking in on things, she thought as she reached for the kitchen extension. "Hello?" The line was silent. Then she heard a click and a dial tone. "Wrong number," Jennifer said to herself. She heard the grandfather clock in the sitting room chime 9. Wondering whether the phone had awakened the children, she went upstairs. The light was out in Andy's room. Abby was still fast asleep. She went back downstairs to do more homework. As the old clock chimed the half hour, the telephone rang again. This time Jennifer heard heavy breathing on the other end of the line. "Who is this?" she asked. The breathing continued, but there was no reply. Quickly she hung up. Creep, she thought. She tried to go back to her homework, but she couldn't quite concentrate. The calls had unnerved her. Wandering back into the family room, Jennifer turned on the TV. As the network changed shows, the phone rang once again. It was now 10 p.m. Jennifer didn't want to answer, but the note from Mrs. Phillips had said that the medical bureau might call. Jennifer would then have to notify the doctor if he was needed at the hospital. After several rings, she grabbed the phone. "Hello?" Heavy breathing. "Hello? What do you want?" A strange, eerie voice answered slowly. "I'm coming to get you. Just one more hour." Click. The call hung up. Panicked, Jennifer sat staring at the receiver, wondering what to do. Finally, she decided to call the operator. The woman's voice was reassuring. "We'll set up a trace on your line." "What's the number?" "You said the caller has phoned every half hour?" "Okay, it will take about that long to set up the trace. Now, you have to keep the caller on the line next time, so we have time to get a trace. I'll call you right back after you hang up." Jennifer felt a little relieved, but as it got closer to 10:30 p.m., her anxiety grew. She watched the minutes slowly tick off her watch. The grandfather clock chimed the half hour. Nothing. Just when she had decided no one would call, the phone rang again. Jennifer's head started to pound. Who is this?" asked Jennifer. She could barely hold the receiver. I want to talk to you." The mysterious voice answered, "I'm coming to get you. Just 30 more minutes." "Wait, why are you coming?" There was an ominous pause. "To kill you, of course." Jennifer heard herself shriek, but she didn't dare hang up the receiver yet. Would the operator have had time to trace the call? "Don't hang up," Jennifer stammered, barely able to get the words out. "Why do you want me?" "I'm coming to get you. Just 30 more minutes, and I'll be there." Jennifer tried to stall for more time. "But why me? How do you know me? I don't know who you are." "Yes, you do," said the voice, which sounded as if it were not human. "And I know you." She couldn't bear it any longer. "Just leave me alone. Leave me alone," she yelled. The caller hung up. No sooner had Jennifer set the receiver down than the phone rang again. It was the operator. Her voice was no longer calm. "Get out of the house, fast," she said. "I'm calling the police. The calls are coming from the other line inside your house." Jennifer dropped the phone, horrified, and ran for the stairs. Her only thought was to get the kids and escape from the house before... "Jenny, what's wrong? Noises woke me up." It was Abby, who was standing at the top of the stairs rubbing her eyes. Taking 2 steps at a time, Jennifer dashed up the stairs, calling for Andy. "Stay right there," she told Abby frantically. "I'll be right back." Racing wildly for Andy's room, she jerked open his door and flicked on the light. She could only scream in terror at what she saw. Andy wasn't in the rumpled bed, and the sheets were stained with blood. Running back to the stairs, she grabbed Abby around the waist, ran downstairs, and out the front door. As she and the little girl reached the sidewalk, 2 police cruisers screeched to a stop, their lights flashing red and blue. Breathless, Jennifer pointed to the house. "Inside, upstairs, blood all over Andy's bed, and I don't know where he is." Weapons drawn, the police entered the house. They stormed through the 2nd story, then raced to the 3rd. Flinging open the door to Dr. Phillips' office, they came face to face with the culprit. He was sitting at the desk by the telephone, toying with an electronic voice changer. Blood was on his hands. Lying on the desk was a laboratory blood bag, emptied of its contents. When the police entered the room, he gave them a devilish grin. "I really scared her, huh?" said Andy. Sometimes, even the most innocent of children can truly find a way to terrify us. I hope that story had you on the edge of your seats, even though some of the references may be a bit outdated. Ask your parents if you didn't understand. I'll see you soon.